I just jumped into a pretty big pit, but the moment I went in, I felt something was off, because this wasn't a pit. It was a giant footprint. But the strange thing is, what kind of terrifying creature could leave a footprint this big? To find out the truth, I hurried to ask the nearby resident. It turned out that earlier that afternoon, while the old couple was eating, their little dog suddenly started barking like crazy outside. Before they could figure out what was happening, the whole house began to shake. At first they thought it was an earthquake, so they rushed into the basement to hide. But right after they got inside, the house was suddenly hit by something huge. When everything finally went quiet, they slowly opened the basement door, and the sight before them almost scared them to death. Their house had been reduced to rubble. And even worse, there was a giant footprint on the ground. Realizing a monster might be nearby, I immediately led a team and took a helicopter to search. But we flew for 3 whole hours, and still couldn't find any trace of the creature. But something that big, how could it possibly hide? To find the monster faster, I went to ask my father for help, because he had always believed giant creatures existed, so he might be able to help me track it down. Soon I brought him to the place where the creature vanished, and to my surprise he simply stomped the ground lightly, then glanced at the map in his hand, and instantly sensed that something was wrong. Seeing he had noticed something, I quickly walked over to check, but the next second, he said the terrain here was all wrong, because according to the map, this place shouldn't have any rocks at all. Just as I was confused, the rock behind me suddenly opened its eyes.